right, and good evening, everybody, and welcome in here today. Is this 5 of the
It's
Clinton
Friday
tournament? Yes, Friday it is. So we are back at it, ready to go here tonight, folks, for another night of the Clinton tournament. And here on the girls' side, we'll have 2 girls' games and then a boys' 5th place game. We start off here tonight with the girls' 7th place game. This contest will be followed by the girls' 5th place game. And this contest features Hogan Prep against Harrisonville. Hogan Prep, the 6th seed, taking on Harrisonville, the number 8 seed. Starters tonight for the Hogan Prep Lady Rams. They will have Shahila Nelson starting at guard, followed by number 12. 10, I should say. That being Micaiah Chapman. And then they'll have starting inside at 4 tonight, number 42, Jerisha Talley, followed by number 45, Liliana Brooks Jackson. And then also starting inside will be number 32, Jennifer Summers. Starters tonight for the Harrisonville Lady Wildcats, led by head coach Sean Gibbs. They will have starting at guard this afternoon, Allie Knox, followed by number 22, Carly Raymore, number 23, Mariah Messer. And they'll have starting at the other guard spot tonight, number 5, Caitlin Vandendale, and number 14, Mariah Sessionis. So we are set for basketball here tonight, our first of 3. We'll have 4 tomorrow, and that'll be Championship Saturday. We'll have the boys and girls 3rd place games, and then, of course, the 2 championships. So ready to go here in this one. Tap's going to be controlled by Harrisonville. Of course, the Lady Wildcats, if you saw us last night, they had a really, really close game that came down to the final possession in overtime. It was actually our first overtime game of the entire tournament last night, so it was a low-scoring game, but really, really exciting. And Harrisonville almost pulled off the upset of that one, but came up just a little bit short. Hogan Prep has lost to Clinton and then lost to Lakland last night in their 2 ball games. So one team will come out of here with a win tonight in this tournament as they get a basket inside. Good-looking shot there by Sessionis, and that is the first 2 on the board of the ball game for the Lady Wildcats. Here's Chapman, long shot from just inside the 3-point arc left side, misses off the back of the iron, and Harrisonville will control the rebound. And in that ball game the other night that Harrisonville had with Odessa, they had to really play through a lot of stretches where they didn't score. Odessa brought a lot of pressure. I don't think they're going to see the kind of full court pressure in this game from Hogan Prep that they did the other night from Odessa. As tapped into the backcourt here, nice hustle by Talley, able to track it down for Hogan Prep, and they'll set it up top with Micaiah Chapman, who had 14 points in the ball game last night in the loss to Lakland. Talley, nice dribble drive to the bucket, and she'll score it. So Jerisha Talley, senior forward, ties the ball game up at 2 apiece. Long pass into the corner. Knox able to track it down. It almost went out of bounds. And here's a 3 ball that is an air ball from Raymore, but out of bounds there. Yeah, they tried to sneak back in and get that rebound, but the official caught it as Sessionis was out of bounds. So Spencer Edwards alongside James Hinkle. Glad you could be with us here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here because that allows me to run the switching of the cameras and all the graphics and stuff. So.
That's right. James on production duty here tonight as well. And Harrisonville getting ready to bring in a new 5. And, of course, we saw this last night as we get a travel on Hogan Prep. So Harrisonville going to change out the lineup and have possession of the basketball. We want to mention our sponsors here, Primitive Oak Crow, Oak Star Bank, the Landmark Restaurant, Jim Resick Auto Group, Hankins Grain, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Aaron Collins, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. Also want to thank Hobby Time Motorsports and Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. As the ball knocked out of bounds, it's going to stay with Harrisonville.
And of course, Stacy, who works at Bernard's, is still at work. She can't get off because it is tax season.
It is tax season,
tax season.
Right in the middle of it.
So she comes in for the second game usually, or she comes in about halftime. That's what time she's been getting here. So we're a man short. Of course, the other night,
she took the night off last night, though.
Well, yeah, she did take a night.
I think she was a little tired.
Yeah. Well, no, she had a a banquet she had to go to. She is the
Oh, okay.
Vitality chairperson for Clinton Main Street.
Oh,
and
okay.
They had their first annual
Awesome.
banquet, so she had to attend that.
Okay, so that's where she was then. But, of course, first 3 nights we had 4 games, and last night was actually the first night where we did not have a 9 o'clock game.
It felt weird.
It did. It definitely did. So here's Chapman off the inbounds, 4-2 here early. Harrisonville on top, and a near steal. Chapman dribbling around out there at midcourt, trying to set something up inside, looking for Talley, but it's stolen away. Nice play by Vandendale. She had a big game last night, and she will lay it in at the other end, and a timeout for Hogan Prep. So early lead here for the Lady Wildcats, 6-2. But, James, we really saw this Harrisonville team improve. They got blown out in the first game against Nevada, and obviously, there was a situation where they're a little overmatched, and obviously top-seeded Nevada making it to the championship game on Saturday. But the other night, they come back and they play a really close game with Odessa.
A very close game.
Very close game. Take them to, and could have won the game in regulation.
How close was that?
Oh, it was very close.
It was overtime. Wasn't that the overtime game?
Yeah, well, you jinxed us because you said, I think you said about midway fourth quarter, you said, hey, this one's going to OT. But I'll tell you what, Vandendale, of course, last night, she just missed that shot at the buzzer, and it would have counted, and Harrisonville would have won it by 1 in regulation. But they did a good job getting the ball up the floor, had a good look, but it just didn't go down. And unfortunately for Harrisonville, they ended up losing close in overtime as Odessa hit a couple big threes to seal the game. Underneath look, missing the shot there is Summers. Rebound brought down by the Lady Wildcats. 2-on-2 back the other way. Vandendale, one of their quick guards off the bench that Coach Gibbs had. He's got the luxury of some depth as Meeks throws it away, and a steal for Dazanika Petrie. Chapman back to Petrie, left corner. And now Chapman double team. Petrie for 3. And the rebound to Pfeiffer for Harrisonville. Vandendale, left side of the circle for Yoder. Back to Vandendale up top. Good reversal. Pfeiffer open 3. That's missed. And Harrisonville gets that offensive rebound. Another opportunity here for Vandendale, and that's going to bounce out. Meeks, nice rebound. And lost it, but back into the corner. Pfeiffer going to try a 3. Miss that, and then a foul on the putback attempt. So both these teams taking early threes here. Have not connected on one yet, though. Harrisonville 0 of 4 shooting from 3, and Hogan Prep 0 of 2. So we've got our first free throws of the afternoon. Maria Messer will be at the line.
We're talking about the improvement that we've seen in Harrisonville. Just to put things into perspective, Clinton, the number 3 seed, played Odessa in Harrisonville. Not Harrisonville, but in Warrensburg.
Warrensburg, yeah.
And they played a game. They were right there toe-to-toe. Of course, Clinton ended up winning. But, what happened there?
I think they gave her an extra shot, I believe. They say there was a lane violation. Yeah, so the second one good. And it's 7-2.
Yeah.
Harrisonville extends the lead.
She just jumped a little early.
Yeah, I think that was Talley that came into the lane a little early there. So Talley with the basketball, going to bring it across around the back with the dribble. Nice move, but then lost it in the lane. And here comes Madison Johnson quickly the other way, and we get a foul called. Blocking foul up top on Hogan Prep. I think they're going to get Chapman.
Yeah. The point that I was trying to get to is Odessa really is a good team. And Harrisonville, who's only got 2 wins, almost beat them.
Yeah.
So, just in this week time, the improvement that we've seen in these girls, it's just inspiring.
Yeah, the win that we saw that you mentioned there at Warrensburg beat Odessa by a lot, and then, of course, Warrensburg turns around and, they only Warrensburg beat them by 2. So we've seen that improvement in both Odessa and these Harrisonville teams, even though they played each other last night head-to-head. You can definitely see it in really about 3 or 4 weeks' time, because Odessa had played Warrensburg, I think, the first week of January. And then by the end of the month, they're right in some games. So the first free throw no good here at the free throw line for Harrisonville. Now 1 of 4 at the line.
That's one thing that I really do enjoy about this game and especially this tournament is you see improvement.
Yeah.
Even this short of time.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's a thing, too, that actually makes it nice to play in tournaments because you get 3 or 4 games a week. And, of course, that's what Coach Lewis, I think, had mentioned the other night. He said, that it's nice to get a 7th-place game. A lot of teams don't get that in an 8-team tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you lose 2 and you're done, but you get that 3rd game, and that allows you to improve. You play more games. You know you're going to have some games canceled anyway. So it's really good to get as many in a tournament as possible, and getting 3 games in is nice to have that option.
Mm-hmm. Now, is tonight they're going to do the court mat, or is that tomorrow? No, they're going to do it the 10th.
I think.
The 10th.
Oh, you talking about for Clinton?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can tell you here in just a moment. I think that's next week sometime.
I think that is right.
Yeah.
They're doing something tomorrow night. Chris, what is that they're doing tomorrow night with your brother? They're doing what?
Oh, a fundraiser.
Oh, they did a fundraiser for the boys basketball team, and they're gonna
doing
a presentation.
Okay.
I knew there was something going on.
Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can bring that up here though on the court warming, but yeah, that has been rescheduled. They're going to do the girls' senior night. I think Clinton girls' senior night will be Friday, February 7th. That was already a scheduled game, and then the makeup for the homecoming is Monday, February 10th. So that'd be a week from Monday.
Yeah. Not
next Monday, but the next, and that'll be at home against Boonville, and that's just a boys' game. And of course, the court mat game was supposed to be last Friday against Boonville, but able to get that rescheduled. Tally with the block on Sicionis there, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Harrisonville off to this early 10-2 lead. We get a new 5 in, so that's what he does, Jamie. He just brings them in and out. It's not usually 1 or 2 substitutions. It's all 5 at the same time.
Well, let me just point out that Hogan Prep does not have that luxury.
Right, and see, Hogan Prep is not here tonight with Ramaya Logan. So
yeah,
I don't know.
She was injured.
Yeah, she got injured the first night, of course, in that Clinton game as we get a putback inside. Nice shot for Yoder.
And she played last night.
She played last night and did, I think, kind of it seemed like she went down hard in that game as well.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she took a charge, and so I don't know. You just don't know if she's not here because she's hurt or what the case may be. But, of course, she's their starting point guard. And, of course, they only had 7 players to begin with. Now they've got 6 here.
Yeah.
So the bench advantage is just going to be huge for Harrisonville.
So if you've only got 5 players, would that be an automatic forfeit?
Well, actually, I think, and of course I don't know in a tournament situation what they would do, but sometimes they'd let you play the game with 4 if you'd wanted to. But obviously if you got below that, it is a forfeit. But yeah, as long as you have 4 to 5 players, I think you can play. Now, obviously most teams aren't going to play 4 against 5, but I think they do give you that option, but it's really hard. I mean, when you've got 7 players, it's really hard, and let alone 5 or 6, So it's definitely a tough situation, and you typically don't see a team like Harrisonville where they can sub in, 5 in at any given time.
Yeah, and Hogan Prep's only got 2 points, so they are definitely missing Logan because she was putting, I don't remember how many she put up, but she was their lead scorer.
Yeah, she was. She didn't have quite a good a ball game last night as she did Monday against Clinton, but I still think she had double figures. It seems like she had 12 somewhere in that neighborhood. So Chapman will be counted on. I think she's probably their other player that they're going to look to try to score because she, I think, ended up with 10 last night. Chapman did. As a pass goes out of bounds here, so back to Hogan Prep. But Harrisonville in that ball game last night in the overtime loss to Odessa, they had to really fight through a lot of turnovers. I think they had almost 30 in the game and still almost won it, of course. Here's a steal for Pfeiffer, and shot no good, but she's fouled. I think they're going to get Petrie for the foul. So 1 minute to go here in this first quarter and a big early lead for Harrisonville. Pfeiffer to the free throw line coming up here. And our next game will feature Lakland taking on Odessa. That'll be the consolation or 5th place final. And then we'll have 5th place boys to cap off the night. That'll be Kansas City East taking on El Dorado Springs. And both those boys teams 0-2 in the tournament. So the free throw good there. Second shot for Pfeiffer makes it 15-10, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Talley gets it across the timeline. Nice take, but turns it over. Tried to throw the extra pass to Nelson. And we get a deflected ball up here at midcourt, and Petrie picks up the foul with 48.9 on the clock. So that'll be Petrie's second, team foul 5, and Harrisonville only has one team foul thus far. Vanadale high post for Meeks, left corner 3 ball on the way, open look, but it bounces out of there for Messer, and back to Hogan Prep. Or back to Harrison, keeps it with Harrisonville, I should say. Thought it was tipped, but was not the case. Messer missing that one inside. Petrie comes out of that with a rebound. Now down to 29 seconds. Summers in the backcourt with the dribble, gets it across, and a steal. Vanendale at the other end. Layup is no good. And the rebound for Talley down to 15. Oh, they got a wide open opportunity. Summers is fouled on the way in for the shot. So Liliana Brooks-Jackson actually the one fouled there, so she'll be at the line. Team foul 2 on Harrisonville, and they gave that to Yoder, her first personal.
Just want to appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Of course, this is the early game. A lot of people still at work.
Yeah,
maybe just getting off at this point. So
had,
I know we've had a lot of people go back and watch later.
Yeah, they've had early starts. Of course, they've went ahead and started all these games 4:30. And, of course, like we were talking about last night, even with just 2 games, they went ahead and started that first one at 4:30 and got everybody out of here a little earlier. As the rebound off to the other end and a shot no good on the layup by Yoder.
1 second left.
Got to hurry, and she won't get it off in time. So after 1 quarter here in the 7th place battle, 15-2 in favor of Harrisonville, as we'll be going to the 2nd quarter here in just a moment. And James, should be a couple interesting games tonight as well. I think Lakland girls have an opportunity to get another win in this tournament. They played really well last night against Hogan Prep. It was a really good performance for Coach Collins' team. They had 3 players in double figures. Madison Thompson led the way in the ball game and just did a really good job at both ends of the floor. So they'll have to have that same attitude tonight. And Odessa will come in here with a couple of good players. We've seen Moody and also Morris. Both those 2 kids for Odessa have been very good in this tournament. So
it will be a close game.
I think so.
It will be a close game.
Yeah, I think it should be a battle, and we've just really gotten to see a lot of good players in this tournament. Certainly Mia Mills for Clinton, and Jenna Shipley from Adrian, and Morris.
Speaking of Mia Mills, I had written down she broke a record. Where did I get that written down yet? My goodness. Okay, I mentioned it, but
okay. Well, we might turn
is.
up. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. She broke a school record. Now this is the school record, boys and girls. Of course, she hit 1,000 points early in the season, and then she went over 1,239 to break the school record.
Wow, so she holds the all-time school record in points.
School record point leader.
1,200, is that what it is? Yeah, 1,200 point. Wow, that is amazing. And when did she do that, you said?
She did it last night.
Last night?
No, not last night, but the last time Clinton played here, which was was that Wednesday night? Or man, it's all running together, isn't it?
Well, Clinton, you talking about in the tournament?
Yeah, in the tournament.
Yeah, Clinton played Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. Then it was Wednesday night that she actually broke the record.
Or no, sorry,
Yeah, we got a
Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday night.
Yeah, Clinton against Hogan Prep. That was on.
Oh, that was Monday night.
Clinton. We're going back.
Oh no,
That's
well it was Wednesday against Adrian.
Yeah,
Wednesday against. Okay, yeah. Wow, so that's very impressive.
And there's a lot of basketball left in the season.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that is incredible because, there have been a lot of good players over the years here at Clinton, and for Mia to have the all-time scoring record, that is a huge achievement. It's certainly hard to get 1,000 points in your career, but it's even harder to break a school record in just 4 years' time. I mean, that is hard to do, but yeah.
I forgot to ask how long that record has stood.
Yeah, I would be curious to know.
It maybe Coach is down there.
I may have to ask Coach Rogers in a moment, see if he knows. But Johnson fouled there by tally off the steal. So Harrisonville just doing a good job taking advantage of turnovers. And that's the thing that kind of gets this Hogan Prep team in trouble is they just really have a tough time hanging onto the basketball. And we saw that the other night with Lakland forcing almost 20 turnovers against them. And Madison Johnson shooting 2, misses the first. So was that number, the 1,200?
That was the record.
That was the record she broke.
Okay,
so that's not what she has currently.
No, she's added to that.
Sure. Well, I'm trying to think how many she had in that Adrian game. She had over 20 in that game. So depending on, what she needed to get the record, whether it was 10 or 15, I don't know on what point she broke the record on, but she's got.
Yeah, it was 13. I remember.
She needed 13.
She needed 13.
Okay. So so she's got a little over that then now.
So she broke that in the first half.
Yeah, and she shot the ball so well at the free throw line too. I mean, she got a lot of those points in that game at the free throw line, as Knox misses the 3 there. And a jump ball, new 5 coming in here for Harrisonville. It's just sub in, sub out. It's just very rare to see that kind of a style, but you can say everybody plays for Harrisonville. That's for sure.
Yeah,
everybody,
they do.
Everybody gets in. What are you looking for?
Lakeland girls.
Okay, let me see if I can track that down here.
So, anyway, ball is going to be inbounded. Bounce pass, stolen away by Harrisonville. Shot goes up off glass, no good. And make sure I get my name right here because we have another girl, Madison Thompson, during the Appleton City game or tournament. She actually broke the 1,000-point mark as well. So there's a lot of talent out here.
Oh, no doubt.
Tournament.
And actually, me and Coach Lewis were talking about that too, about how Thompson and Mills are really similar players. I mean, they're really the style of game they play. They've got the ability to go inside and out. Madison's probably a little better outside shooter. Mills is really good around the basket, but they're similar body type, and they both can handle the ball really well. Both play really good defense, so there's a lot of similarities there. Here's Vandendale for 3, and it's good. Nothing but net.
Wow. And neither one of them are flashy players.
No,
I mean,
right.
They just do it right.
Yeah, they're in the right spot. They got a nose for the ball. I mean, Mills is a rebounding machine. I'd say Mia probably has the edge there in rebounding. She's probably a little better rebounder. And I think Mills is probably a little taller too, but they're both really similar in how they play as we get a foul here in the backcourt on Harrisonville. So all Lady Wildcats here, they've only hit 1 3 in the ball game, but they've done a lot of damage in the open floor as we get a timeout as it's 24-4. Want to thank our timeout sponsor, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Aaron Collins, here locally in Clinton. So give Aaron a call, and he'll take care of all of your insurance needs.
He took care of mine.
Did he? Well, that's good.
Yeah, he's actually our insurance agent.
Well, that's good. Very good. So really appreciate him. And, again, it's been a fun week here, as me and James have talked about. We dodged, I think, the weather issue, which we thought was maybe going to throw a wrench into some of the games, but it would have been, no doubt. But it would have been a situation where they could have made them up and gotten all of those games in. And I know this last week, kind of here in the West Central Missouri area, a lot of schools, of course, have had a lot of games canceled. This has kind of been last couple weeks have been really the first time the weather has kind of played havoc with the schedule a little bit. And of course, Clinton will have a full slate of games next week. Monday night, they've got a doubleheader here at home against Sherwood. Wednesday night, I think we're down at Fair Grove for the Clinton girls. And then Friday, they're back here at home. I think that's a boys game or girls game. I can't remember.
Well, Friday I'll be in Adrian.
Okay, that's the Adrian game.
I think that's the Adrian game. You won't be there.
Right, yeah, because there is a Clinton game that night. See if I can get who Clinton. I think that is a boys game that night on Friday.
Yeah, is that a makeup game for them?
No, that is actually that is that the 7th, because that may be the girls' senior night game. Yeah, that's the girls' senior night here against Notre Dame de Sion. Yeah, so that'll be the girls' senior night next Friday here at Clinton High School. Here's a steal by Pfeiffer. And where is Notre Dame de Sion from? I've never heard that. Is that Springfield?
I do not know.
I honestly don't know.
I just don't know.
I may have to look that up now.
So.
Yeah, I just saw them. Like, I've never heard of them before, actually.
Yeah,
there's several Notre Dame schools in the state. I know Notre Dame in Cape Girardeau. There's a Notre Dame high school down there, but I've never heard of Notre Dame de Sion.
That was definitely a foul.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a few the other night that were no doubt fouls.
She just raised her hands up like, oh, no, I didn't do that. Yeah you did.
That's right.
That's all right.
Here's a look inside. Summers missing just short. Nice rebound. Oh, it's out of Kansas City. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. I knew it had to be either Kansas City or Springfield, one of the two, but rebound there inside for Summers. But Harrisonville just holding Hogan Prep to just 4 points thus far. And here's where, like you said, James, they miss Logan a little bit because she gives them the ability to, she'll miss several threes, but, she gets hot.
Mm-hmm.
She can knock them down with the best of them. And Summers out top. Yeah. Going to drive that into the corner, almost traveled. And here's Petrie right side. Petrie will put it up, and that'll miss short. And the rebound into the hands of the Lady Wildcats. Yoder with the rebound to Pfeiffer. Nice extra pass there. And the shot no good for Raymore, but they get it back, and the putback is good. Messer with the 2. And it's a 26-4 lead for Harrisonville, and we get a timeout called. Harrisonville going to take timeout here. Well, looking ahead to tomorrow, James, we'll be back at it early tomorrow. I think 11 o'clock for the first one, and that'll be the rivalry game. So everybody will be in here early, but should be a good atmosphere. The Clinton Lady Cardinals getting a chance to take on their arch rival, the Warrensburg Lady Tigers, and they have not played this year yet. Is that correct? So, yeah, so that's a...
Not unless they've been in a tournament that... And I don't think so.
I don't think they have, no.
Because the game they were supposed to play was canceled.
It was canceled, yeah.
It's been rescheduled, and I think it's on a Monday night.
I don't think they had seen him in the Pleasant Hill tournament. That would be...
That was going to be my guess.
Yeah.
But I
don't think they did, yeah. So that's a good rivalry. It always has been. And really all sports, that Clinton and Warrensburg play. Of course, just down the road up there in Johnson County. So Chapman into the front court, coming up on 2:50 left here in the first half. Nice drive for Chapman, and couldn't get it to go. Got very, very close. And Chapman has not scored as of yet. Here's a shot at the other end, good off the glass. Nice shot there for Carson Graves.
Yeah, they're really missing Logan out there because Hogan Prep only has 4 points right now. That's
just tough situation. 6 players, and it just really, really is tough. And here's a shot inside and a foul call. Harrisonville doing a good job, though. They're driving the basketball. They're not just standing out and putting them up. I mean, they're really making it tough. But Coach Gibbs now has some of his younger kids in. I mean, this is even another 5 that they have in now. Let me see if I can. I mean, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 players on their roster. And they're all here tonight, I think, as well. So that gives you an advantage to now put in. I mean, he's got 5 freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically his freshman 5 now that's into this game here before halftime.
Harrisonville could just loan him some players.
They could.
Yeah.
They could, yeah. But that's a big luxury. I mean, when you've got 5 players that you can sub in that are also juniors and seniors, and then bring in 5 freshmen, you know, so they've got the ability to play a freshman schedule probably a little bit during the season, but these girls probably don't get to play a lot of varsity during the year because they've just got so many other bench players that are ahead of them that are sophomores and juniors.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, that gives the school and the players an advantage whenever those younger players can get into those varsity games. You know, that pays off down the road when they finally get to be the seniors.
Right. Here's a nice steal for Tally. See if they can get a bucket here. Summers, offensive foul. They call the charge on Summers. So got really close there. It was a good play by Tally. He's got good quickness outside there and just couldn't quite get the finish. And it's 30-4 Harrisonville with 1:58 to go here in our first half. Maddie Lauman into the game. She'll drive it all the way in there. Nice move. Couldn't quite finish the shot, though. Rebound into the hands of Summers. And again, this is the 7th place battle here. 5th place game will be after this one. As Chapman left side. Summers with 1:30 left here in the first half. Tally high post. A little step back, and that is a 3. She was just behind the line, missed it, but a nice rebound for Summers. Or that's Brooks Jackson, I should say. So 30-6 now. Brooks Jackson on the board, her first points. Here's a 3 that is good at the other end. A nice shot for Kendra Riggs.
Actually hitting the instant replay.
Yeah, that was a good one for it. Second 3 for Harrisonville of the ball game. Chapman on the drive, shot off balance, didn't draw iron. And the rebound to Riggs. She'll push up the right side, got a 2-on-1, and takes it right in there and scores it. So a nice take for Riggs, back-to-back buckets for her, and it's 35-6. Final 45 seconds here of the first half of basketball. Chapman going to drive the corner, and we get a foul call, blocking foul on Harrisonville.
Foul on number 50, Maddie Langland first. Team 6.
Petrie will throw it in on that far boundary for Hogan Prep. And Chapman going to come out of the ball game now for the Rams. And Tally missing from the right elbow. Rebound into the hands of Harrisonville. Raymore with the rebound. Little bounce pass in there. Has it blocked by Tally. Down to 18 seconds. Back out top. Knox for 3. Missed it. Rebound for Summers. Final 10 here of the half. So they get a final shot. And Tally lost the handle. Picked up by Knox with 3. Got a 2-on-1. Knox, good pass inside. And Mitchell gets it to go just before the buzzer. That'll count.
It did go in. All right.
So at halftime, 37-6, all Harrisonville here in our 7th place matchup. So I guess now, Jane, I can run through the scores here all the way at from Monday to today. We started, of course, Monday night, January 27th. Top-seeded Nevada defeated Harrisonville 75-28. Adrian defeated Lakland on Monday evening as well, 61-31. So those were the 2 first-round girls games. Boys action then that night. Grandview Christian defeated El Dorado Springs 64-42. And then Lakland in that tough one. That was our first close game of the tournament. And Warrensburg edged Lakland out 63-57 to end the first day. And that was a game where Lakland really should have won. They were up most of the game, but just lost that lead there at the end. Then Tuesday, January 28th, second day was Clinton and Eldo had a good game there as Clinton defeated El Dorado Springs 54-44. Lakeland got a big win over Kansas City East. That was a really good bounce-back win for Coach Collins' team as they defeated them 67-52. Girls action then that night, it was that really good game we had with Odessa and Warrensburg, 45-43. Warrensburg got the 2-point win, and then Clinton had the blowout victory over Hogan Prep, 70-33. Then for day 3, girls Winners bracket round game was a really close one between Nevada and Warrensburg, 57-50, as Warrensburg really put it on Nevada early, but then Nevada came out second half and got going and avoided the upset, and then Adrian defeated Clinton easily 64-45, and that was a game that really got away from Clinton in the third quarter, as you can see the graphic there James has up on the screen as well. So that was a tough loss for Clinton. I know they really felt like they could have played a lot better, particularly in that second half. And they'll be looking, though, to knock off Warrensburg. Still a chance to play for third, and they'll have the opportunity tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. And then there you can see, I think you still have that up, James.
Yeah,
took it off. Okay, so, yeah, boys 53-89 was the loss. Clinton boys lost to Grandview then Wednesday night, and then KC East lost to Warrensburg 66-47. And I've been pretty impressed with Warrensburg boys. I mean, they're a solid basketball team, and that really will be a good matchup between them and Grandview Christian for the boys championship tomorrow at 3:30. And then girls action, Harrisonville last night, of course, that overtime loss to Odessa 56-43, and then Lakland defeating Hogan Prep 65-47. So it has been a full week. I think this is game number 9 total.
Is it?
Yeah, game. I think I heard him say that. They all kind of run together at this point. But game 9, day 5, and we'll close it out with the final afternoon of basketball with the 2 third-place games and then the 2 championships. So 11 o'clock for the first one, 12:30 for the second one. That'll be the boys' third place will be second. And that'll be kind of an area matchup between Clinton and Lakland. Of course, those 2 schools right down the road from each other, but they don't play much in the regular season. And I don't know, do Lakland and Clinton play much in any sports? Do they play in baseball or anything like that?
No,
yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe baseball.
Maybe baseball, yeah.
Maybe baseball. Basketball, I'm pretty sure they don't.
Yeah.
Of course, Clinton's a bigger school. You know, they're usually, a Class 3.
Class 3 in football, yeah.
Yeah.
They may be 4 in basketball. I'm not sure.
I think they're a 3.
Are they still 3 in basketball?
I'm pretty sure they're
okay.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. In fact,
yeah.
Now that I think about it, they are. And Lakland is a Class 2, and then Montrose is a Class 1. And Osceola is a Class 2 as well. So, of course, the Osceola tournament's going on right now, and I have no scores from last night, and that bugs me because I wanted to know who won that Osceola-Montrose game.
Yeah, that would be an interesting score. Well, maybe we can find it here on
Of course, my phone is being used as our scoreboard thing.
Yeah, we'll see if we can track that down sometime before the night is over.
Yeah, hey, if anybody knows, post that in the comments because we'd like to know. Something magical happening with Montrose again. Last I heard, they hadn't lost a game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're having quite a turnaround season because I don't know if they won 10 games last year, but see, Ryan Landis actually moved up to Montrose. She actually played last year for Lakland and moved to Montrose, and she was their starting point guard last year on a team in Lakland that you got to remember made it to the state Final Four and lost both those games, but still made it to the Final Four. And the fact is, unfortunately for Lakland, they lose their guard off that team, their starting point guard, and she has made Montrose a lot better because you put her on the floor with Abby Vogel. And,
exactly. I was going to say they got Vogel over there
already.
Yeah,
they're tough to stop. Yeah.
I would say that Montrose girls could have competed in this tournament easily. They're that good.
I don't know about easily.
I know.
They would have won. They might have. They would have won a
game
or two.
I say.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I would like to see them against Nevada or Warrensburg or Odessa. It would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're having a great season, no doubt about it. And thank you, Chris.
Chris is bringing us water.
Getting us some water tonight. So
awesome.
Appreciate that.
Did you bring us any cookies? No, he did not. That's okay. I'm not supposed to eat cookies.
The hospitality room here at Clinton has taken care of everybody.
Yeah, I want to appreciate
all
Mrs.
week,
Dyer for that's in her home ec class, and she has. I mean, pizza, and we had hamburgers last night, and tacos the night before that. And
We've been spoiled.
Yeah, kinda. We can't get down there and eat. Actually, I did sneak in there and grab a hamburger.
Yeah, I
last
haven't
night.
actually, but I've had some of the cookies though. They're very, very delicious, and they've had, it's for the coaches and the media. Of course, we've had other media here this week as well, so we really enjoyed that, and that is one of the highlights of the tournament for a lot of the coaches certainly, and us here in the media to check out the hospitality rooms.
So, yeah, I mentioned Miss Dyer, but the work that Jason Abner puts into this tournament.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's a long week.
Oh, my. Well, it's not just the week. I mean, he starts this process how many months ago?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
I want to appreciate him for that, and then all the other teachers. Brian Lewis for coming in and sitting in and doing some nice color commentary. In fact, I was sitting there back at home because Stacy wasn't here last night. So whenever I got home, she was watching the games on the replay, and I'm just sitting there and I'm listening to Brian talk again. What I really like about him is you get that coach's perspective, and I feel like I'm learning things. I mean, he is a teacher, and he's a great teacher, because I'm like, oh, okay. I've learned more about defenses the last couple of games than I have my entire life.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
So.
it is. It's good to have that look at it. Looks like Osceola, well, they don't have a score of that Osceola Montrose.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything
Yeah,
earlier.
even on Misha, so
Yeah. So.
they haven't gotten that posted yet.
If somebody knows and they have my phone number, please text it to me because it'll show up.
And that was the semifinal game you said in that tournament?
I believe it was.
Because, the championship would probably be tomorrow night,
Yeah.
So yeah, that is interesting because those were probably, I'd say, 1 and 2 against each other in that tournament. Was Osceola?
I would say so.
Or it might have been.
No, they weren't.
They may have been a 3. Osceola maybe been 3, and Montrose
was the 2, and I forgot something Springs.
Oh, Climax Springs was.
Climax Springs was number 1. That's right.
So Montrose is undefeated, but they were the 2 seed.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure they're still undefeated.
Let
They might have lost.
Let me double check that too.
Yeah. Sometimes Misha doesn't get updated.
Right. Yeah, and Climax, they traditionally are pretty good, girls basketball. So wouldn't be surprised if they were number 1 seed and maybe Climax was undefeated as well. But
and it might have been that Montrose had 1 loss. Not really for sure. They were undefeated whenever we were over there at the Appleton City tournament. And I tell you what, that Osceola led that almost entire game, and Montrose came back in the last quarter, tied it up, forced overtime, and then ended up winning the game. It's just, you can't script games like that. It was so awesome. I'm excited. I'm getting all excited just talking about it. It was
kind of stand up, yeah.
Yeah.
Just talking about it. Yeah, it's been a really competitive year around the West Central Missouri area. A lot of these area schools have had really good seasons. And be interesting to see, once we get into playoff basketball, what Montrose does in the district and where they end up going, what district they're in, and that has a lot to do. Yeah, Misha has Montrose at 15-1.
Oh, really? Okay.
So yeah, so according
who was
to
their loss?
Leeton beat him pretty bad, 67-44.
Wow.
According to this.
I think Leeton is ranked.
Are they? Yeah.
I think. Is
Yeah.
it Leeton or no, Wheatland? Wheatland's I can't remember.
Well, yeah, it's probably Leeton because Leeton girls are typically pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Misha has Leeton at 13-1, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's still pretty good though. Pretty good record. As we start the second half here in this 7th place girls matchup, and shot missing there from the corner, rebound for Tally. So Harrisonville, pretty much as the score indicates, had pretty much whatever they wanted in that first half offensively, and clamped down on the defensive side as well, holding them to just 6 points. Allie Knox picks up a foul here for Harrisonville. It's going to send Tally to the line with 7:35 to go here in the third quarter. And Tally able to knock down that first one, so 37-7 now. The deficit, Tally in the game has 3 and now make it 4 as she knocks down the second. So 37-8, the advantage.
Well, I'm back. I had to step away and check some batteries.
Got to make it all charged up.
Oh, yeah.
So Johnson missing the 3 there. Good rebound, though, inside. Sishonis with the follow. And it's 39-8. Harrisonville doing it all here. And, again, both these teams 0-2 in the tournament, so somebody going to come out of here with a win in the 2020 Clinton tournament this year. This is the 42nd annual girls tournament. The 95th year they've had the boys tournament here.
That's a lot of tournaments.
That is. A lot of games. A lot of games.
I wonder if they'll do something special for the 100. They've got to.
They should, yeah.
Yeah.
You may talk to old Jason Abner about that and say, hey, if there's a big ceremony planned for that, I'll have to wait and see. Here's a shot underneath. Sishonis missed it, but right there to get the putback. Well, thought it was going to go in. A second opportunity there. Missing both was Mitchell, and then a deflected pass out of bounds. It'll stay with Harrisonville as they bring in the new 5. So Coach Gibbs for Harrisonville went ahead and had his starters start that third quarter. Now he's back to the usual sub pattern of bringing in a new 5. We did see him play 5 freshmen at the end of the first quarter as well, and they'll probably get some more time here. They'll probably get to play the bulk of the fourth quarter, I would imagine, with this game well in hand. With 6 minutes to go in the third as Petrie has the pass go off of her hands out of bounds. So Harrisonville's forced 14 turnovers in this ball game, and they've just been really solid at both ends of the floor. Vandendale, nice dribble drive, takes it all the way in there, had it partially blocked by Talley, got it back, and then Meeks missed the follow. Talley the rebound, opportunity here for Chapman, and that's blocked. Nice play by Pfeiffer to get back, and Chapman, I think, thought she was going to have an easy layup, and Pfeiffer hustling all the way. Here's an open 3 that's good for Messer. 4 threes for the Lady Wildcats in the game, and it's 44-8. 5:25 to go in the third quarter. Chapman. Talley, right side, one-on-one with the move. And a foul called up top. Looks like they're going to get Vandendale for the foul. Or actually, it's going against Yoder. So Yoder gets number 2, just the second team foul here on Harrisonville thus far in this second half with 5:02 to go. Out top, Talley going to take a 3 from way outside, miss that one, and Hogan Prep has yet to hit a 3 in the ball game. An entry pass tipped and stolen away. Petrie gets the steal. And Harrisonville also has done a good job taking care of the basketball. They've only turned it over 6 times thus far. Talley out top for Petrie left side. She's going to back it out near the midcourt stripe. And now kills the dribble in a bad spot and walks there. Yeah, just nowhere to go with the ball. And that'll be turnover number 17 for Hogan Prep. .4:16 left here in the third quarter. Got a timeout here for a shoe. Got to tie that lace up. Don't want anybody tripping on a lace, James. I've seen that happen in basketball, and it can lead to an ankle injury pretty easily.
No, you know it, and the referees are even having a little fun out there. He's like, yeah, she's got a couple flat tires. That's what I heard him say. So
yeah, I got to make sure it's all laced up. So here's Meeks to Vandendale. And a nice play. Tally, another steal, so 4 steals for her. She's got good quickness and then lost it, but gets it back. Brooks Jackson into the paint, and that'll go. Nice shot there for Liliana Brooks Jackson. And it's 44-10. As Coach Gibbs calls out the play, so Harrisonville still executing their offense here. Even with a big lead, and that's what coaches look for. You know, you always want to still play hard, play like the score is 0-0. But another steal here, so first time Harrisonville's had back-to-back turnovers in the game. And Tally will set it up at the other side. Again, we've got Lakland and Odessa coming up next. That'll be the 5th place game, and then the boys' 5th place will wrap up this night. And that'll feature El Dorado against KC East.
We've seen a lot of green walking into the auditorium.
Lakeland faithful making their way in.
I tell you what, they've got a lot of people that show up to a lot of games.
Oh, yeah, they love their basketball at Lakeland. They've had a lot of good teams, a lot of good players over the years down there in Deepwater. The home of the Vikings is Pfeiffer lays it in. And it's 46-10. Timeout called here by Coach Gibbs. Looks like this is a team timeout. I thought it was going to be a timeout for just substitution, but gives us an opportunity to thank Aaron Collins, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, our timeout sponsor.
Well, we were sitting here calling it was the Kansas City East and Warrensburg game, and you seen Dusty and his son, Rafe Carbelow, sitting there watching the game.
Yes.
Watching it very
Taking
closely.
it in, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, see, in the pool play, if memory serves me correct, if Kansas City East would have won by 13 points, actually it might have been 10, then that would have put Lakeland in the championship round.
In the championship, yeah.
Yeah, because all those teams would have been 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have gone to a point tiebreaker. And if that would have happened, but
which fortunately it didn't.
It makes the tournament a lot easier.
Yeah, it came down on merit, if you will. You know, it came down to just strictly the records.
Yeah.
As opposed to having to decide it by points. But
exactly.
And I think, you know, next year, and I think Coach Lewis had mentioned this as well, they definitely will try to get an 8-team field for the boys' side. I think they did just have some scheduling issues for some teams that they didn't have show up. So Chapman here out top.
See, I'll just bring that bracket in there, and you see what has happened is there is Lakeland and Clinton both went 1-1, so they'll play each other.
Yeah.
But if Warrensburg would have lost by 10 points, then it would have been you would have had all those teams 1-1. So just a little visual aid there. Okay. Well, Stacy Hinkle now has joined us. So
new subs getting ready here for Harrisonville to come in. Looks like that's some of the starters as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Harrisonville goes ahead and puts in their JV, the 5 freshmen for the fourth quarter. Is shot no good. Well, actually, some of them are in right now. As Petrie coming out of the pack with it. Chapman left side, in for Nelson, and a foul is called. Yeah, he's kind of mixing it up now. Looks like James. He's bringing in, you know, some of the freshmen with some of the backups or the second 5. So kind of trying to mix them in, and it's a good chance, I'm sure, for him to kind of see who plays well with each other, and, you know, kind of different rotations he kind of gets to just basically experiment with in a game like this where you have a big lead.
Exactly. So, and you know, the playing, we were talking about this earlier, the playing experience that you get.
Yeah.
You know, you can't coach experience in any sport. So, you know, these girls being able to get out here, they're going to make them better players for next year. So.
Johnson, open look, didn't go. And the putback, though, inside. And nice follow there for Mitchell.
So we've got 30 seconds left. Now, the mercy clock in basketball is at 30 or 35 points?
35, I
It is
believe.
35
yeah, in
points.
the fourth quarter. So that's when it'll start. Tally, an air ball on the 3. And
Chris just confirmed that it is 35.
okay. Yeah, so rebound there for Nelson, and we get a travel, though, as Brooks Jackson back in for Hogan Prep. And it's going to be to throw it in underneath. Brooks Jackson looks like. Final 6 seconds here, and we get a double dribble on Nelson. Yeah, the mercy rule is one of those things, James. It's certainly good to have in a situation like this. And I know in football, Misha didn't actually go to that. Of course, it's been several years now, but I can still remember when they didn't have a mercy rule in football. So they've probably had it in play now for, I'd say, maybe 10 or 15 years. But, you know, they used to not have that. But coaches obviously felt like, and with football, you know, you don't want to risk an injury or anything like that in that kind of a situation. So it just speeds the clock up and makes everything go a little faster.
All right, well, we're going to cut away here and then be back for the next game. No, wait a minute. This is the beginning of the fourth quarter. Well, I'm so far ahead of
yeah,
myself.
I was going to say, jumping the gun there a little bit.
Wow.
You still got 8 more minutes, buddy.
8 more minutes.
8 more
yeah.
minutes.
So.
He is struggling right now, boys, but it's been a long week. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought that was it.
Yeah,
My
well.
goodness. That's embarrassing.
Well, we were just talking about the clock, so
Yeah,
no, that's fine. That's no big deal. So it'll go pretty fast, though.
I need some of that death wish coffee.
I'm telling you, man, you should have just brought your coffee with you.
I should have.
Just brought it with you, and your big old mug, and had it stationed for you. So, well, here we go to the final 8, and again, mercy rule is in play here. And this will probably end up being the largest margin of victory, I'd say, in the tournament this week. As a 3-ball missing from Summers. Vanendale with the rebound and nice little open floor pass, but actually led her a little bit too far. Mitchell had to give it back, but then Vanendale, good extra pass, tried to give it back inside and pick back up for Harrisonville, though. Vanendale reset out top. And a 3 for Vanendale is good. So I've been pretty impressed with her. She's a good little player for them off the bench and has good quickness and almost won the game for them last night. They wouldn't be in this game had that shot gone in for her the other night.
Isn't she one of their younger players too?
She is listed as a junior, so pretty experienced. But with the depth that this Harrisonville team has, you know, he can bring her off the bench and definitely I mean, she's one of the fastest players on the floor, so it gives them some fresh legs out there a little bit as they'll set it up in the half court. Vanendale, little shot fake there and missing the runner. Tally with the rebound. Again, we'll have Lakland and Odessa coming up next. That'll be the girls' 5th place matchup. And off of Yoder here out of bounds, so it's going to stay with the Lady Rams with 6:33 to go, and the clock only stops, I think, on injuries and maybe timeouts. But it runs even on out of bounds and free throws at this point with the mercy rule in play. And here's a layup at the other end. Nice shot for Yoder off the steal. So Harrisonville, 29 turnovers they forced in this game and have taken advantage of every one of them. It's been a really impressive game for the Lady Cats at both ends of the floor.
Chris is on top of it tonight. He's already got the batteries plugged in so that the actual wireless link does not go dead. I've got a little readout here, and I looked at it.
Double checking it.
I was like, oh,
yeah,
that needs to be charged back up. But Chris
check.
is already on it. Chris doing a good job for us. He's helped us out all the way through the season, pretty much. So appreciate Chris for that. And Stacy's down there manning a camera now, so we got movement on both cameras.
And this looks like all of the freshman 5 in now for Harrisonville at this point. And we get a foul up top. Coming up here on Summers.
Foul on number 11, J.C. Petrie. Her third.
Actually, Petrie whistled for the foul there, so her second, team foul number 3. And Sabrina Evans in now, gets it in off the inbounds look. 3 ball, no good for Graves, but they get the rebound.
Drive into the paint. Puts one up. Nope. Doesn't go in.
Lehman got it back, though, and missed the follow, but a foul is called. Graves actually able to get that back and draws the foul.
Foul on number 11, J.C. Petrie, your fourth.
Petrie gets number 4, and they're going to bring in Nelson here in just a moment for Hogan Prep.
That's the Graves at the line for the Wildcats.
So Graves got the first. Second one good as well. So 55-10 lead with 4 minutes to go here in the contest. First of 3 here tonight. And shot in the paint for Tally. No good. And a rebound back to Tally, and that'll go. Nice shot there off the follow. So Tally leads them in the ball game. She's got 4. Or excuse me, 6 rather on the night. And a travel called here on Harrisonville. And he's going to go ahead and bring in another 5. And Meeks and Pfeiffer and Vandendale, of course, have all played in the game, as has Messer. So I think everybody, it's safe to say, James, has played tonight for Harrisonville. He's gotten all, 18 kids, I think we counted, have played at some point or another.
Everybody gets a chance. Oh, wow. Did they count that as 3?
Yeah, I believe they did. So
Yes,
Summers,
they did.
yeah, just behind the line there, knocking one down, and Vandendale's pass goes out of bounds. Yeah, it's going back to Hogan Prep here. So 3 minutes to go, the clock rolling, mercy rule in effect at this point. And again, in high school basketball, it only takes effect in the 4th quarter. As here comes Summers into the paint, and a foul is called. Foul on the floor.
Foul on number 20, Ellie Yoder.
Foul on Ellie Yoder. So that'll be her 3rd, team foul 4.
It's a nice little move there. Drove in.
Yeah, Brooks Jackson with the bucket.
Yeah.
Near steal for Chapman. And a 3 in the corner goes down for Messer. It's her second 3 of the game, so she's having a nice one, 13 points.
We've seen 2-3 shots in this quarter, haven't we?
And they also have 12 from Vandendale, so a couple in double figures here tonight for Harrisonville with 2 minutes to go. Tally way out there right side, missing that. And Vandendale, the rebound, and lost the handle. And still hustling all the way, though, but it's going to go. Oh, boy, she stepped on the ball there with her foot. That was dangerous. She could have rolled up an ankle there if she wasn't careful, but fortunately she didn't. So Harrisonville back on defense here with 1:35 to go in the contest. So Harrisonville going to come out of here with a big win and take home the 7th place trophy as they steal off the inbounds. Lehman, the steal, and we get a push foul on the floor. Petrie, I think, just fouled out with that one. So now they're down to 5. So one more, James, and they'll be down to 4. So hopefully if we can get this game wrapped up before that happens. I don't think anybody else, though, is close to fouling out for them. But and it's going to be Harrisonville basketball underneath. Evans will be throwing it in down on the low baseline. And clock is running, so should have time here for maybe one more shot attempt. Evans, good bounce pass there. Found the cutter. Lawman missed it, though, and a rebound to Tally. And in the corner, Summers gets it to go. Back the other way, Lawman shot up, partially blocked by Talley. And ball tipped out of bounds, and that should do it right there. So Harrisonville going to get the victory. Final score, 58-19 over Hogan Prep. And they will take 7th place in this year's Clinton tournament. So we'll run down the sponsors here, and then we'll sign off for just a few minutes. Want to thank Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, the Landmark Restaurant, Jim Risick Auto Group, Hankins Grain, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Aaron Collins, Hobby Time Motorsports, and Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. So, James, any final thoughts here before we go?
I'm excited to see Lakland play.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a little closer game. Should have a little closer game up
this
next.
This is going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a good game. So, anyway, James Hinkle, Sounds Like Videos. Spencer Edwards will be back in about 10 minutes.